First of all, very pleased with the way the team played. I want to commend Richmond. They played really hard, particularly the first couple quarters. My hat goes off to Coach Rocco and getting his team prepared. Very happy with our effort, particularly the second half effort. Had a lot of turnovers today, a lot of production from a lot of people. Had a chance to play a lot of players, and it's been a long time since we won a football game, and my hat goes off to the players and coaches to get ready for this. It's short-lived because we got the Louisville coming in next Saturday, but it's a good feeling to have. Haven't had this feeling in a long time, and we'll learn from some of the mistakes we made and improve as a football team. But very pleased with the effort, and look forward to competing and moving on again. Thank you. Questions?
Mike, to look around the locker room and see smiles on the players' faces when it had been a long time like that, what's that mean to you as a head coach?
Well, I'm in it for the development of the players, and that's obviously it's on the field, it's in the classroom, it's in the community. And when you see success on the field, because of efforts, individual efforts and collective efforts, you're very proud of the fact that guys had a chance to experience some success. And as I said, very proud of the team and their effort. And now, ready to get better, continue to move on, take another step forward.
Mike, what went into Grayson getting the start? How do you think that quarterback rotation worked? And do you see anybody emerging there? You're going to kind of keep with that same system?
No, the quarterback situation worked out as planned. Grayson started. He'd been the starter throughout spring and the summer and August camp, and afforded him the opportunity to do it again, and it was good. He was productive. Matt Johns came in. He was productive. Was also happy to see David Wofford, towards the end come in. So, we'll look at the film and we're moving forward. Our situation is the guys that are playing are guys that are executing and the guys that are performing, and not just through the quarterbacks, but a lot of players performed today. Very excited about their performances.
Mike, sorry if you've answered this already. How much did you guys just need to go out, play a game, and win?
Well, that's what you play the games for. You play to be productive, you play to execute, you play to perform, and you play to win. And when it all comes together, it's gratifying to see that effort that's been put on by the players and the coaches to come in, to a victory, end up in a victory. So it feels good. I mean, obviously, we want to get used to this feeling. We want to have this feeling a lot. Winning is contagious, and we just need to keep doing it. And that's a happy locker room in there. But we know that there's a challenge that's on the horizon for us, and we got to play better and do better coming up this week.
Mike, it's 14-3, and they're knocking on the door late in the first half. Coley comes up with the forced fumble. What did that do for you guys going into halftime, you think?
It was a big play. I mean, it's another one of those turnovers that sparks, changes the momentum, whatever you want to call it. The fact that we had the ball, we were going to get the ball coming back, the start the second half, that was also important. But Henry did it in the last game. He made a couple plays and kind of changed the fortune or the outlook, and he did it again. And a lot of big plays made on defense today. Quinn Blaney got his first turnover. The scoop and score that occurred for us that happened last week. We're in position, for things like that to happen. The interceptions, the fumbles. So again, very productive. Like the effort. Richmond played well, as I said. They were flying around the first quarter, second quarter, but our guys just hung in there, and we just wanted to run the ball, wanted to control try to control the line of scrimmage. Short passing game, take our shots when we had a chance, and then play good defense. So, I was pleased with that today.
Mike, this is 2 weeks in a row that Darius Jennings has really appeared locked in out on the field. Do you think the increased competition at receiver this year has kind of made him elevate his game?
Without a doubt. And I've said this before about Darius. He's a selfless person in that he wants the team to succeed. It's easy for a guy once you get replaced and maybe to sulk or pout or whatever, but Darius was a guy that said if it's in the best interest of the team, I'm for it. He took players under his wing, coached them, never had any attitudes or any issues. And it was great to see him with the touchdown catch, last week. It's great to see him having success with the run back. And when you have a bunch of guys like Darius Jennings that are, servant leaders, that are great teammates, are worried about unity, we, ours, and us, then that's all that matters. It's contagious again. And not just with Darius, there's other players too that feel that way. But it's great to see a young man like Darius Jennings have some success, as we play these first two games.
Mike, can you address the kickoff return team? You guys had several long returns today. Did you see something on film, or was it just a great effort?
Well, first, the returners are guys that can make things happen, but also, the opportunity to make blocks. I mean, kickoff return is one of the longest blocks you have to make in football because of the guys running and the angles that you take. But we executed well, and you used some ability by what Smoke and Darius had to get you some plus field position, and that's critical. That's the way we have to play. We have to play good on special teams, and field position is always important. The turnovers obviously was critical for us again today, but we had a couple penalties on the special teams unit, which cost us a couple issues. The first kickoff, that went out of bounds, put the ball in the -35 for them. So again, we're a work in progress, but it's good to see these guys have success and know that if you make your blocks, if you do your assignments, if you execute, you have a chance to be successful, and that happened a couple times today.
Mike, it seemed like Richmond's first drive there when they got down to 3 points, they were kind of combating the blitz a lot with the short passes and things like that. Then after that, you guys obviously switched some.
Well, it was a pretty good game plan. They, obviously didn't want the quarterback to hold the ball for a long period of time, so they got the ball out quickly, chopped our linemen at the line of scrimmage to get our hands down, and it was working. We mixed up coverages, so if the ball was coming out, there's in the flats, and we did a couple things that put us in position, and then also to cause the quarterback to hold the ball for a little bit. So, it was a good adjustment defensively, and again, when you get those turnovers like that, I mean, it just turns the whole face of the game.
Some thoughts with them after the game?
It wasn't odd. I mean, again, the human nature part is I know those two young men after the game. I hugged both of them, told them I loved them, and wished them luck, along with Coach Rocco. As I said, we're very good friends. It's been a while since we've been together, so they've got acclimated to their team and their teammates, and we've moved on, and we're doing what we need to do with our team. But both of them are good players. They're good people. Their families are good people, and again, I wish them nothing but success.
Mike, I know you guys want to get the running game going, but was there any more emphasis? It seemed like there was more emphasis today on throwing the ball downfield a little bit, just kind of opening things up and maybe giving the defense more to think about.
The running game at times opens up the throwing game. The throwing game then opened back up the running game. So, it was, we wanted to make sure, and I don't know what we averaged. Definitely want to make sure that we average more than 3 yards, per carry, and I don't know how that worked out. But when you can run the ball and then throw the short passes and then take your vertical shots, that opens up a lot of things, and that's one of the things we wanted to try to do today.
You averaged 3.9.
3.9, that's pretty good.
Mike, can you live with two quarterbacks going forward, or would you like to eventually
I can live with
settle
anybody
on
that
one?
helps us win. Anybody, anything that helps us win, and we'll practice and get ready for Louisville and put the best players in and the best people in position to help us win, Jerry.
Coach, you talked about the effectiveness with the defense, with mixing coverages and also the blitz packages, putting pressure on the quarterback. Could you talk about, they were still pretty productive in their passing game. Was there anything you saw as to why maybe they were, and also what you may need to look for going into Louisville, what maybe we need to shore up for next week?
Again, you got to give them credit, that when you're a pressure team, you got to make sure you cut off inside routes, different things, cut off inside routes, and there were a couple of balls that were thrown up through the air where you got to be more aggressive after them. So, again, both Mikes did a good job of finding their open receivers, and they performed well. So again, there's room for improvement that we have, but overall, like I said, seven turnovers and a lot of aggressive play was a positive for us. And we'll go back and look at the negatives, and that's one of them. But you're right, Louisville is a team that has a lot of great skilled players, and we'll definitely have to shore up what we're doing, from that aspect.
We'll take a last question from Chris.
You spoke about Henry Coley already, but Daquan Romero and Max Vallis both had big games as linebackers too. What did you see out of those two guys?
I believe Romero had a interception and a couple big stops. Max did a great job on some of those pass rush moves. Again, frustrated early because they were cutting the legs at the beginning to get your hands down, and they were frustrated a little bit, but they overcame that. They adapted to it, and then they were able to make some plays in the end. So, Day-Day, as we call him, is a guy that's been around here for a while, and he's one of those seniors that are looking to go out strong. He's looking to set a legacy as far as his Virginia football experience. And Max is a guy that the sky's the limit with him. He's a very good football player, and if he's productive, then overall our defense could be productive.
All right, we have Max Vallis.